She had killed men for less. Newly married, Mara Jade Skywalker rolled over onto her stomach and pulled her pillow over her head, hoping to drown out the enthusiastic singing of her husband.
It can't possibly be morning anywhere in the entire galaxy.
She thought as she batted away the ticking chrono laying on the nightstand beside her. Hoping for a reprieve, she buried herself back under the covers and attempted to become comatose again. Despite the force-forsaken hour, her husband continued his oratorio from the echoing chamber of their fresher. Not that he had a bad voice, far from it, but even an award-winning professional baritone sounded like Bantha's mating at 6 a.m. to her. Mara decided to concede defeat and attempt to attain a vertical position as the object of her displeasure entered the room. Yawning widely, she opened one bleary eye and tried to see through the haze of her early morning stupor.
"Good morning, my love,"
said Luke Skywalker, still wrapped in a towel.
"Isn't it a glorious day?"
He bent over his wife and kissed her exuberantly on her sluggish head.
How in the seven hells of Corellia am I going to acclimate to this?
Mara thought, opening the other eye to take in the sight of her husband smiling broadly.
You're a morning person, aren't you, Luke?
"Who isn't?"
He replied way too cheerfully.
"What would you like to do today?"
Luke pulled his usual black color ensemble from the closet and began to dress.
Nothing with you if you persist in this annoying habit of lively conversation so early in the morning.
Groaned Mara as she tumbled back onto her waiting pillow.
"Come on.
Cajoled Luke.
I volunteer to get breakfast started while you take a shower."
Mara watched as the man she pledged to love until death do us part whistled out of the room.
If he doesn't tone it down, that death part may come sooner than he thinks.
She moaned silently to herself. Stumbling to the fresher, she stripped and stood under the hot spray of stinging water as she melted into oblivion. Then, from out of nowhere,
"What do you like to drink in the morning?"
What?
mumbled Mara, lifting her head from the drenching stream and looking at her husband incoherently.
"What do you like to drink in the morning?"
asked Luke again, smiling. Puzzled, Mara noticed that Luke had pulled back the curtain and was holding a cup of something steamy in his hand.
"I like hot chocolate, but not everyone likes something so sweet first thing in the morning, although I can't understand why. It's a great drink. Lando first told me about it, and I have to say it is my very favorite."
Luke took a sip and waited for a reply. Mara stared at her husband as if he had grown another head and then dunked hers back under the stream.
"Okay, well maybe I'll just make you a cup and see how you like it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised,"
said Luke, pulling back the curtain and heading toward the kitchen. Mara reluctantly turned off the water and wrapped a towel around her weary body. Shuffling back to the master bedroom, she collapsed back into the bed and closed her eyes, sighing.
"You're not going back to sleep, are you?"
asked Luke, his clear blue eyes inches from her own. Mara started and then cleared her throat.
No, not going back to sleep.
Her eyes still drowsy and half closed.
"Oh, I get it.
Smiled Luke lazily as he crawled in bed next to her.
Breakfast can definitely wait then."
It was the last straw.
Skywalker!
Growled Mara, sitting up and pinning him to the mattress.
Let's get a few things straight right now. In order for this union to have any chance of survival, there will have to be a few rules. No. Make that laws that must never be broken.
"Okay,"
said Luke warily, looking like a kicked puppy.
Number 1, never wake me before 8 a.m. I am not a morning person.
"Okay."
Number 2, no singing, talking, or whistling when you get up. I am not a morning person.
"Okay."
Number 3, don't expect, conceive, or imagine that I would in any way, shape, or form want to consummate our marriage before the sun rises over the top of the Manarai Mountains. You got that?
"Yes, you are not a morning person."
Good, now out.
Mara released her husband and rolled over to pull the covers back up. Luke hesitated at the door.
"So, how much longer do you need?"
Wake me at 8 a.m.
She murmured, breathing deeply.
Mara."
What?
She said through clenched teeth.
"It's 8 a.m.
Mara sighed.
If only I had a blaster.